Hopefully it doesn't fall. So I started off by telling you guys to draw out, if you are a beginner at painting, drawing on garments. The first thing I said was to make sure that you know what you're going to do before you start. And the best way to do that, if you don't draw, is to go ahead and draw it out on paper. That way you have it beside you and you could just go off of what you drew. If you're still scared that you're going to mess up, the best thing for you to do, if you have a screen projector or if you plan on doing this more, to get a screen projector and just trace the stuff on the garment or whatever. And that way it's exactly how you want it. And that's the easiest way to put anything on anything. And you could use it for more than one thing. Like you'll have a screen projector if you want to watch movies. You'll have a screen projector if you want to watch TV on it. But it'll kill two birds with one stone, and it'll really help you with your painting career if that's what you want to start doing. Um, the other thing I said is draw it out with an ink pen. I've been drawing for a long time, so I'll draw mine out with an ink pen so I can see it well. If you're just beginning and you have a light garment, you could draw it out with a pencil. And the best things to paint on are lighter garments. So since this garment is light yellow, I don't need to put a coat of white paint. A thin coat of white paint will make your colors pop. I don't need to add that thin layer because this garment is yellow. So my colors will show up very well. And the next thing is make sure you always have a hard board or something in between your two fabrics. So like if it's a pant leg, make sure you put something in between that pant leg so that that color doesn't seep to the other side. And the main thing to know about painting garments is if it's yours, stuff that you think are mistakes can sometimes not be a mistake because with painting, you could always fix it. Like you could always fix it with adding something to cover it. Or if you're painting letters, like if I painted this and I made a mistake and went out the line, I could always go back in and when I do my outline with the black, I could make the line thicker to cover up the little mistake that I made. So that's a good tip to painting. Like you can fix it. Unless that person just wants something specific, you can always fix it. Hold on, I'm just checking to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I also have another video showing how I painted a garment. Um, it was basically a overall set or jumper for a 90s party, and I made it look like it was airbrush, but it was really painted. And I did use some sprays and stuff to really make it look like it was airbrush. So if you like content like that, you know what to do. I'm always creating, I'm always designing, I'm always DIYing something to show you how to do it my way or an easier way, or if you're trying to figure it out to save you some time and money. And the paint that I'm using right now is English paint. I like to use that because I like the consistency of it. I like the coverage of it. And I like you don't need to use like keep doing layer after layer after layer. It's pretty solid on that. Coverage is really good. I find with fabric paint sometimes they can be very thin, and I don't like the consistency of it. And after I finish doing this pink, I'm gonna do a thin outline with the black. These are my four brushes of choice. Normally a medium sized brush, a wider brush, a tiny brush that sometimes I end up cutting to make as thin as I want it to be for outlines, and then like a medium square looking brush to get corners and stuff done. But when I'm filling in something like this, I normally go to the medium brush just so I don't mess up or go outside of the lines that I created for myself. If you want to know where this little outfit came from, I think the customer got it from Target. It's like a little yellow romper, really, really cute. I'm guessing it's her daughter's birthday. I also have to add her name to this somewhere. And I'm gonna do two Bratz dolls. I'm gonna draw them out and then I'm gonna paint them because it's due by tomorrow. It was a last minute thing that she hit me up and asked could I do, and I was contemplating on not doing it because I have something else that I need to do too. But I went ahead and said I would do it and charged my fee for having to do it in such short notice. And then I was saying earlier when I was on here, when you're painting a garment, make sure you pull it tight so that that way you don't mess up in the lumps and grooves and folds of the clothes. Make sure it's tight. And when you put something inside to block it from seeping, normally if you could get it in there and it's really tight, that's a good thing because it holds the garment flat so that when you paint, it's a smooth surface. I put boxes and stuff. Like I'll put anything I can get, books, anything that fills up that space so it makes it easier and smoother for me to be able to paint on. The next paint I'm gonna use is just this regular paint because when I put the finisher on there, this acrylic paint lasts. And I know because I've been doing this for years. Like I've been painting on stuff for years. And my stepdaddy has more stuff than anybody in the world that I done painted. So and his stuff be lasting. He take it to the cleaners. I said, this man right here, if he don't do nothing else, he gonna rep my stuff. This is another skinny brush that I will use when I'm painting on clothes. I'm ready to stand up so I can look and see if there are any comments or any questions so I can answer them for you guys. Hello, hello, everybody, and thank you for chiming in. All right, let's get going on the outline. Hopefully you can see it because I know that this brush is very, very thin. Zoe! Zoe, y'all. Zoe gonna be loud. I done told her 17 times I'm on live. It's like she don't care. She on her game. Just going in. Only thing too, for people that are beginners at painting on clothes, you could also use paint markers. Like paint markers could be your best friend. Like instead of having to go back and forth like dabbing and doing all of that jazz, you get you some paint markers, you could really get it together. Hold on one second. I was playing like in my last couple of videos, I was playing like some music in the background, and it was supposed to be like non-copyright music. And then after I posted it, like a few days later, they said copyright, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, so moving forward, I was like, I'm just not gonna have no background music because you never know. Like, it's like 1 minute they say one thing, the next minute they saying something else. So I just said I won't play any music in the back. I mean, I like hearing the music in the background because it's soothing. But if they gonna do all this jazz, I don't have to have it. I'll just talk and keep it moving. The main thing you want to focus on when you're doing the outline is you don't want skips. And skips are what just you just saw me filling in. On denim, denim is not flat. Denim has ridges. And when the brush skips, because it runs like that right there is a skip. So you have to go back over it again and make sure that line looks smooth and not bumpy. Like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that. I don't like those skips. I don't like it to look. I like it to look like an actual cartoon. Like everything is smooth and crisp. It looks like vinyl in some sense. I gotta fix this. You see, I made that little mistake right there. So what you do when you make mistakes like that is all you do is take that line and you pull it out and you just make that black thicker and that covers up where you messed up. So now it doesn't look like a mistake anymore. And then all you do to that entire bead is so now I would make this part a little thicker too since I did it to the top part. And that's how you fix that little boo boo you did up there. You just make all of the bead a little the outline on the front a little thicker like a shadow line or something. And now it looks like it was supposed to be like that. When it comes to prices and doing hand painted stuff, I really feel like you can charge what you want if your work is crisp, if it's good, if you've been painting for a long time, if you know what you're doing, if you get the stuff done quick, you can pay for that. Because some people think that if you get the job done quick, you shouldn't get paid because it's easy for you. That doesn't mean any of that. That means you're paying for my skill. That means you're going to pay because I'm getting it back to you fast. That doesn't mean that you get a lesser price just because it's easier for me. Like, sometimes it can be hard to determine how much to charge, but what I say is charge what makes you smile. If you already don't want to do it, and I'm live, Cam. If you already don't want to do it and they're asking you to do something and they telling you how much blah blah charge or how much this person charge, tell them go on and let them do it then. Like negotiating a price with somebody that doesn't have to do the work, that don't know what is put into the work, is a uphill battle that you will not win. So just keep that in mind. Always make sure you're good. You have to use your product. Everything has went up. So why you won't go up too? Why do you feel some type of way about going up? Everything else going up, and they know they know their price is going up. They just trying to see what they can get over you on. So make sure whatever prices you price something, it makes you smile. And if somebody doesn't like it, that's not your audience or that's not your customer. That's what I always say. I tell somebody how much I charge for something, and they be like, "Hey, why you charge that much?" Don't worry about it, because I don't have to explain to you why I charge what I charge. You're not my person because you really don't want it. It take a lot to sit down, draw out, plan out mentally what you think somebody else sees in their head, and then come up with it, and then paint it, and then have all the stuff you need to make it happen. It takes a lot, and then to execute it within a time frame. And then you have to go through the process of making sure it stays put, then letting that dry, and then packaging it, and then giving it back to them and praying that they like it. Like, it's a whole process to that. It's levels to it. But they don't see that process. Cause I'm like, when you go to H&M or Belts or somewhere like that, you not seeing the process to what they're doing, but you still buying it and not questioning anything. So that's how I be feeling about it. I just, if anybody is thinking about doing this, I don't want you to not want to do it because you're scared of what the people and the prices you charging them, they're gonna complain. Somebody gonna always complain about something. And I'm gonna go ahead and end my video here. Um, I might make a regular video that's not live when I start painting the brass doll. So if you like to see that, just either stay tuned or subscribe so you'll be notified when I post it. But I'm ready to get in my zone, play me some music, and thank you for watching. If you commented, I will answer your comment, and thank me later. Bye.